We share the mission of the FDA and the isotretinoin products manufacturing group who administers this REMS program in preventing fetal exposure to isotretinoin and promoting safe use of isotretinoin. However, what we've seen in our clinical practice and through data that's been collected by researchers is that the iPLEDGE program is not without issues and inadvertent harms. We know that the iPLEDGE program can result in patients prematurely stopping isotretinoin and having less access to isotretinoin. And unfortunately, that can lead to worse outcomes for our patients when it comes to management of their acne. And additionally, it can result in overuse of treatments like oral antibiotics. Therefore, it's critical that we work together with the FDA and with the Isotretinoin Products Manufacturing Group, or IPMG, to try to improve the iPLEDGE program so that we can promote safe use of isotretinoin while at the same time avoiding these unnecessary burdens that harm patient access and may even lead to patient disparities in treatment of their acne. Over the past 4 years, we've suggested several reforms to improve the iPLEDGE program. First off, we need improved transparency and accountability. As the recent issues the past year with the transition from the iPLEDGE website to the new iPLEDGE website demonstrate, we need to make sure that those who are running the program and administrating are held accountable to make sure that it runs and functions smoothly. There's a need to include stakeholders like dermatologists, pharmacists, and patients to ensure any changes to the website are thoroughly tested and vetted before they're implemented. In addition, we need greater transparency. There is very little data about which forms of contraceptions are being used by patients in the iPLEDGE program, even just how many patients are registered and participating in a given calendar year, and how that's changed over time. We also have little data about the outcomes that we're concerned about, such as fetal exposure to isotretinoin. These data are key to understand how the program is functioning and how we can improve it to better serve our patients. In addition, with the recent transition over the past year, several key features of the website, such as the calendar function that allowed clinicians and patients to know when a patient was next eligible for their prescription, are no longer there. And these features were critical to be able to understand things like when is the 30-day waiting period over, so that we can ensure that patients are started in a timely manner and can comply with the program requirements. Thinking about more high-level reforms, currently the iPLEDGE program requires both patients who can become pregnant and those who cannot become pregnant to have monthly attestation to be able to receive their drug. We know that this program creates barriers to care. And so why do we have the same requirements for both of these groups? One which is at risk of fetal exposure, what we're concerned about with the iPLEDGE program, and one that is not. So we have asked the IPMG and the FDA to consider reducing the attestation frequency for persons who cannot become pregnant. In addition, we've requested that the 19-day quote-unquote lockout period for a missed initial window period is removed. A patient who misses their first window and has a second pregnancy test has had a higher degree of screening than a patient who received the isotretinoin prescription during their first window period. Why are we penalizing these patients who, if anything, have been screened more carefully to exclude pregnancy from being able to pick up their prescriptions? This 19-day lockout period has no biological justification, and again, just harms appropriate use of isotretinoin and safe use of isotretinoin, preventing access for patients who need it. We've also asked to reconsider the 30-day waiting period. For a patient who's on long-acting reversible contraception, like an implantable uterine device, or something like an Nexplanon, a hormonal under-the-skin implant, why do we make that patient wait 30 days to be able to receive their first prescription of isotretinoin when they've been using this contraception often for months beforehand? Finally, I think many of us have found that at-home pregnancy testing and telemedicine during the COVID-19 public health emergency have been incredibly useful to improve access and safe use of isotretinoin. And we would again like to urge the FDA and IPMG to allow us to continue using these effective strategies to care for patients receiving isotretinoin even after the COVID-19 public health emergency has been declared over. So we look forward to continuing to work with the FDA and IPMG on these important issues. And in fact, there's an upcoming meeting in March led by the FDA where we hope to present and again bring these issues to the forefront. And we also would love it if the IPMG would come together to work with us to help address these key issues for our patients and the community.